The world once witnessed a storm of steel that swept away tens of millions of lives. And it all began with a single gunshot. September 1st, 1939. The thunder of cannons roared across the skies of Poland, marking the beginning of the bloodiest war in human history. Polish cavalry, armed with swords and horses, charged headlong into German tanks. A tragic moment, courage powerless against fire and steel. Warsaw resisted in desperation, only to fall. Europe shuddered. The Blitzkrieg machine had truly been born. In 1940, the war spread wider. German forces broke through the Ardennes, a forest the French generals believed no tank could ever cross. In an instant, the Maginot Line became meaningless. Paris fell. The swastika flag flew over the Arc de Triomphe, a symbol that shocked the world. But across the English Channel, Britain refused to kneel. The skies of London became a battlefield. Every night, sirens wailed, bombs rained down, and the city was engulfed in flames. Yet, amidst the ashes, people sang, waving the Union Jack above ruined homes. They did not surrender. In the Far East, another storm was rising. Japan struck with lightning speed. From Pearl Harbor to Hong Kong and the Philippines, all fell. In less than half a year, the Empire of the Rising Sun swept Allied forces from the Asia-Pacific. Proud warships of the Royal Navy sank within hours. The seas, once ruled by Britain, now lay under the shadow of the rising sun. Meanwhile in Europe, Hitler betrayed the Nazi-Soviet pact. June 1941, over 3 million soldiers and
3,000
tanks stormed into Soviet territory. From Kiev to Smolensk, cities were crushed. Civilians fled in endless columns under a rain of bombs. Summer 1942. Germany's true target emerged. Stalingrad, Stalin City, gateway to the oil fields of the Caucasus. On the banks of the Volga, every street and factory became hell itself. Soviet soldiers fought to the last bullet. Many fell, but none retreated. Then winter came. The German army, starving and exhausted, was encircled. The proud Sixth Army, Hitler's pride, was forced to surrender.
300,000 German soldiers vanished in the snowstorm.
It was the first fatal crack in the Nazi war machine. In North Africa, the Desert Fox, Rommel was finally halted by Montgomery. In Italy, Mussolini's fascist regime collapsed. Over Germany, Allied bombers pounded cities night and day. The tide of war was turning. And then came the greatest operation of all, D-Day. Dawn, June 6, 1944. The English Channel roared with waves.
5,000 warships and thousands of aircraft surged forward.
Paratroopers dropped into Normandy's fields. On the beaches, landing craft doors opened, and soldiers faced storms of gunfire. Many fell before even stepping ashore. Yet every meter was seized with blood. At last, the Atlantic Wall crumbled. The road to Berlin lay open. In the Pacific, battles raged on. Iwo Jima, Okinawa, each island claimed tens of thousands of lives. Japanese soldiers fought to the death, even turning their planes into suicide weapons, the kamikaze. But such desperate fury could not halt the march of history.
August 1945.
2 atomic bombs fell on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. In an instant, cities became seas of fire. Over 100,000 lives were lost in a single heartbeat. Confronted with devastation beyond imagination, Japan surrendered. September 2nd.
September 2nd, 1945.
World War II was over. More than 60 million lives had been consumed. The world lay in ruins. But from the ashes, one lesson would be etched forever. Peace has never been guaranteed. If you want to hear more true stories, where human destiny turned in a single moment, subscribe to The Turning Point. Because sometimes, one small choice can change the fate of humanity.